Why don't we do this? We need a better dance. You know?
How about
Hey, let's do like patty cake.
Whoa.
Okay, so we're doing the. Well, normally this would be the this month in Netflix kind of thing, but I brought a DVD the other day. Upside Down.
Which is good. We couldn't find crap on Netflix.
Well, we didn't look that hard.
We didn't look that
Once
hard.
we knew we had the DVD, so screw it.
Yeah.
And this, you're gonna love this, dude. I did some research on this today. So it's called Upside Down. It stars Kirsten Dunst, Jim Sturgis. Not the biggest box office draws, but not, they've been in a fair amount of movies.
And then what's that one guy?
That other dude.
Yeah, what was the famous?
I just know he was like Wormtail or something in Harry Potter.
Right.
Talking about that British dude. Yeah. So I don't remember his actual name.
He was good.
And directed by, I think, a mostly first-time director. He had some other minor stuff. Juan Solanas or something. This movie cost $60 million to make, which is average. That's reasonable. Guess how much it made worldwide?
28.
8.
Oh my!
Big bomb. But why? We like this movie, so I don't get it. Anyway, tell them the whole plot of the
Okay, so there's apparently two planets
Worlds,
really close to each other, like
really close.
yeah, really close. And it seems to be more of a tale, kind of about, I shouldn't say kind of, but really about low status versus upper status, or low class versus upper class. And if you happen to be lower class, you're on the original planet, and if you can make it to the upper class, you go up to the other planet. But this involves owning, I think the understanding was, inverse matter.
Yeah.
And inverse matter allows your body to be weighted down and have the right constitution to obey the laws of gravity on the other planet. So there's a love story that ensues. Of course, gravitation between people, not only
the weird thing we have to explain is sort of like, it's big part of the plot, but it's just really a visual thing, is that it's not just like two planets next to each other or whatever, because one's on top or whatever, so people can actually look up and see the other, see the other planet, and they're upside down or whatever. And of course, if on the other planet they look, for them up is, and there's all shots throughout the movie of a person upside down on the screen. You just hardly ever see that. Yeah.
The whole dialogues. There's an interview for a job where the guy being interviewed has to sit in a chair that he's buckled in, and then he gets inverted so that he can actually.
Well, they actually just raise him up further. They still
they raised
keep
him up.
Yeah, they don't really. But
Don't
once he gets into the other gravity thing, he would, I guess, float away or whatever. Something would go wrong, or he'd just hit the ground.
Yeah.
That's a really complicated thing. You have to understand a little bit about how gravity works for this movie.
It was weird.
But it is a love story at its heart between Adam, which is Jim Sturgis, and Eden. So they're obviously playing on the whole Garden of Eden. And I thought, oh my God, I hope her name isn't Eve. That'd be a little too, But I guess what I think people maybe didn't, if obviously people, well, I don't even know how sometimes these things are just not promoted well enough, but it didn't get good reviews either, so I don't get it. But it's just visually just astonishing.
It's interesting you should say that. I could see possibly that if somebody was to sit down and watch that movie like we did, within the first 10 minutes, I actually literally kept thinking in my mind, I'm not going to like this movie. Because one, it was very much like The Lady in the Water. The beginning was a long tale narration of a story. And the music, though, was cheesy as can be in the beginning. And I was like, oh, no, I don't know about this.
It was like trying to do this fairy tale kind of music.
It was so crappy. And
the voiceover went on way too long. Yeah, he had to explain the whole thing.
So what if most of those 8 million, or the other people who didn't like it, what if they couldn't get through the first 10 minutes?
Well,
I could see why.
Very few people are going to walk out just for that, though. So they're going to stick around.
Saying, no.
And
anyway.
it kind of won you over as you watched. But I don't know. I thought, geez, it's a romance. It's a nice story or whatever. So they're both compelling actors. Maybe it just didn't have enough at stake, whatever. It was really just about those two being in love. And they did try to do some things with the whole the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah,
like
big time.
The people on the lower level would be, well, they did it, but they didn't do it in any beyond any superficial thing. It was sort of like, I hate those people up there. They have more stuff than us. The one thing I thought where they maybe critiqued it a little bit more was to show the British guy, we can't think of his name, but played something like Bob whatever.
It's really hard to pronounce.
At one point he gets canned. He's one of the upper crust people on the other planet, on the upside planet, and he gets canned. And you're
31 years of service.
And so it kind of shows this thing like, the corporation really doesn't care. Maybe you've done a long service or whatever, and maybe you're in a place with more opportunity, but you too can be canned or whatever. But I thought, the other thing I thought was interesting, I thought you'd respond to, just there's a lot about sort of, again, pseudoscience, but this idea of science is really what, and again, sort of saves the day sort of in the end.
Yeah, they love him for his knowledge.
Yeah.
But the neat thing is that he doesn't actually succumb and give it to him in the end. It's kind of neat. So the secret stays in the lower world. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, we're not worried about giving you the whole plot.
No.
But you know, it's a romance. Things are going to work out or whatever.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But yeah, good movie.
A lot of good action. Not a lot, but plenty of good action.
Yeah, some
good scenes that were good action.
Yeah, and with the chase scenes, it's sort of like, okay, so sometimes he has to do some tricky thing. The other thing is that when he uses the inverse matter to weigh himself down, that stuff eventually overheats.
Yep.
So there's a couple of interesting scenes where he has to, like, his shoes on fire, or he's like running around and people are chasing him, and at one point he has to just jump in a lake or whatever.
Oh, I love that part too.
So, yeah.
That was intense.
Good stuff. We recommend Upside Down, which you'll probably be able to find on Netflix pretty soon.
Yeah,
I guess it's not there yet, but it's definitely on DVD. So check it out, folks, and we'll be right back with more popcorn.